that one of the most divinely oriented things you could do is say, I don't know? This is according to the conventional wisdom in ancient Greece, which still holds true largely today. Specifically, on the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, there were three maxims inscribed on the wall. It's the third one of these maxims that describes just how wise and virtuous it is to say, I don't know. The first one, the most famous, know yourself. The second one, nothing in excess. And then the third one is a bit more difficult to translate. If you Google the third Delphic maxims, the translations that will come up say, give a pledge and trouble is at hand, or surety brings ruin. These are kind of vague, not quite as pithy as the first two. But if we talk about the word that gets translated as give a pledge, basically what this means is to say something in the absolute. Make some kind of claim that you're not going to go back on, claim total certainty about anything. Doesn't matter what it is, you're going to get in trouble for it. And you're hearing this straight from the mouth of one of the most stubborn people to ever live. And persistence, stubbornness, obstinacy, these can be really, really good or really, really bad. And this third maxim gets at the ways in which they can be really bad qualities, which is when you dig your heels in really hard about something and you're wrong about it. Part of channeling and intensity of purpose into something constructive rather than destructive requires the humility that you might be wrong. And you always have to be checking in with yourself in these situations, even if you don't identify as something stubborn. But if you're pursuing something, you should always be checking in with yourself to see if you've become wrong. And some reports say these maxims came straight from the Pythia, from the priestess interpreting the wisdom of Apollo for those who come to receive wisdom from the oracle. So this is literally like from the voice of God to the ancient Greeks, telling you to never be too certain about anything. That's because no mortal can ever be omniscient. No matter how wise a person claims to be, there will always be things you don't know. And the sort of person who refuses to say they don't know has lost sight of their station in this world. And the idea of I don't know is really the root of philosophy. It's especially the root of Socratic, Platonic philosophy, in the sense that, as it is discussed in the Symposium, the gods are not philosophers because they're already wise. You can only be a philosopher if you're seeking something that you don't have. You're desiring wisdom because you don't have it, because you are a mortal, not a god. And so it's in the seeking and the questioning of not knowing, of accepting that you don't know, very Socratic, that you are able to get closer to actual divine virtues, as opposed to pretending you already have them when you don't. And bonus points, it can also be embarrassing, difficult feeling to say you don't know when someone's counting on you to know the answer. So in doing so, you also get to exercise the virtue of courage. Let me know in the comments what it is that you don't know and would like to ask the Pythia, but don't know how to. And follow for more ancient Greek wisdom and how to use it in the present day.